Hello, 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 hello. Happy Saturday. It's a beautiful day. I'm just going to give a few minutes for everybody to show up here before I begin. But just to let everybody know, something I wanted to do for a while, I thought about creating an episode around it. But today, since I have a sleep meditation tonight, I am going to talk about how to use your sleep meditation, the ways to use sleep meditations. I'm going to talk about the different things, the different Bluetooth masks I use, the process that I use, and I will answer any questions about anything that you want. So, hello, Importante. It's good to see you. All right, now we have some people rolling in. We'll give it a few more minutes before we start. Hey, Lauren, it's good to see you. Ray the Light, the legend yourself, virtual CEO. How's it going? Great to connect with you. Kate, Nikki, Carrie. Hey, Nikki from Canada. Love Canada. Canada's the best. We got somebody from London. Celia's from London. Hey, Joanne. Cassandra Sue. Good morning from Australia. We got Australia. We got people from all over the world. It's so exciting. Elephant Tusks. How's it going? Zen Pals. Braveheart. Colby from Tennessee. Yes. Tisha from Zimbabwe. We got Thailand, Zimbabwe, Australia, Colombia, UK. Isn't this amazing? I love it. Carrie from Cork is here. We got Lords from London. Yes. Betty. Rashad from Miami in Netherlands. Isn't this amazing? The Reality Revolution is the best. We are truly amazing. My favorite. I love it so much. Hello from Arizona. I went to school in Flagstaff and I love Tucson. It's all I love. And hello from Michigan and the Virgin Islands. Joseph, what's going on? Hey, Kate. Liverpool, man. You know what? I think I might have more fans in England than I do in the United States. I have so many clients. Cassandra, it's great to see you. So I'm fascinated by the number of people we have in Australia and the UK. Even though I'm in the United States and I release videos with with the time frame being in the United States, it's amazing how many incredible people I'm meeting from England all the time. We're going to definitely be doing a live event, and I'll talk about that in a second. So just giving it a few more seconds to let everybody else roll in here. Hey, hey, Will, how's it going? Wolfgang, Celia, Listra, Pamela from Cork. We got Ireland here, Trinidad, Texas. Good to see you. South Africa. Blessings from New Zealand. Wow, this is amazing. So, what I wanted to talk about today is we have a sleep meditation coming tonight that's premiering at 8 o'clock Pacific time. And so I have always wanted to give you a how-to guide on how I do sleep meditations, the history of sleep meditations, how it sort of worked for me, and to give you some ideas how you can use your sleep meditations in the appropriate setting so that you can really get the full effect from using a sleep meditation. Hey, Bluebird from Canada, from Techno Girl from Brazil. Oh, so good to see you. So have experimented with a number of different ways of doing sleep meditations. Sleep meditations are the most popular videos on my channel. And so I've never really dedicated an episode on how to do sleep meditations and the ways that sleep meditations can work. Number one, sleep meditations are not for everybody. Sleep is a very idiosyncratic process. And so when people do a sleep meditation, most important is that you're getting the proper amount of sleep. You don't want to do sleep meditations where it's waking you up. If some people are highly sensitive in a sleep meditation and they're awoken by any random noises or anything, so the sleep meditation will keep them awake. So the key is, if you try a sleep meditation and you find that for some reason it's keeping you awake, then there's no need to do it. It's not mandatory. My own personal journey, I had some deep beliefs that I could not reprogram. I was stuck in a reality that just kept on going. And I became aware of these deeply programmed beliefs. And so I started doing sleep meditations. Sleep meditations are incredibly effective at reprogramming your subconscious mind. You're placed in a time when your brain is in a theta or delta state, and you can then reprogram your subconscious mind if you have a good sleep meditator. The fascinating thing about creating sleep meditations, unlike any of my other episodes, is that it is an art form. And every time I do it, I'm constantly experimenting because that's really all I can do. I've experimented with different formats of music, musical styles, and I've had a number of different kind of sleep meditations. When it comes down to it, there's really two kinds of sleep meditations for the long form that I'm doing. And those are ones that are with affirmations to reprogram, and then others that are guiding you through sleep states into imaginal spaces so that you can enter into different realities. Both of them work. So some of those will have long spaces with music to allow your sleeping mind to imagine, and I will prompt you in certain ways so that you can, it opens up vistas for you to imagine. Some of my sleep meditations combine both, which I think are effective. I'm constantly looking at ways to use the music to create the optimal sleep state. Now, when I started experimenting with using lucid dreaming, I found that if I could use sleep programming and music to raise the consciousness in from theta to delta through sleep, that was the most effective way for me to create lucid dreaming states. If you check out my lucid dreaming meditations, really the best way for lucid dreaming meditations to work is that you're put into a sleep state, and then you're regularly reminded in intervals, hey, you're dreaming right now. And the goal is to awaken you in the dream, and then from that dream state you can then lucidly start to create different things that you want. You can fly. And it is absolutely the truth that if you can imagine in the sleep state through dream, that the visions that you see will start to become reflected in your reality even more effectively. There's an ongoing debate whether what we see in our dreams really counts as what's imaginal. And I believe it does, especially what we're seeing at the beginning and end of our sleep state. Now, the other formats for sleep meditations that I have are where you only have a short meditation and then you go to sleep. Those involve 30 minutes to an hour, and those are effectively done so that you're sort of meditating as you're going to sleep. You're lulled into that alpha to theta state, and then you're imagining, as Neville Goddard taught us. So my meditation, Falling Asleep to the Wish Fulfilled, is designed in that way, so that it's designed so that it's a short sleep, and then you go to sleep, and then you go through your normal sleeping process. For people that struggle with sleep meditations, I recommend those particular kinds of meditations. The other format that I've experimented with is 3 to 4 hour sleep meditations. Those are designed, and I have that for my bliss body and lucid dreaming meditations. And those are designed so that you are placed into a certain state, and then it slows down and then gets softer and softer. And then after the 3 to 4 hours, there is no sound, and you're able to continue meditating. Some people would come to me and say, hey, it woke me up when it stopped. So I always try to create different variations. The biggest thing I've come to realize is that everybody has different sleep experiences. Now, I've had people come to me and say, Brian, there's an advertisement on this. I guarantee 100% that I do not have advertisements on my sleep meditations. There are scenarios where I've seen, even in the analytics, that sometimes YouTube slips one in. If that's the case, let me know. And I'm actively trying to make sure that that doesn't happen, and it shouldn't be happening, because that would be the worst thing possible, to wake up to any sort of commercial or advertisement in the sleep meditation. And if it does happen, it's not on my end. Now, there are times when your phone can restart, when it can go to sleep and wake up, and then in the process it can create a sleep meditation. So you got to be careful that, particularly if you're not subscribed to YouTube, sometimes that can happen, or it stops after a certain point. Now, my sleep meditations have a black screen, so it's not going to be super bright, but if you're using your phone, it's okay to turn it over so that even the soft light of the screen is not waking you up. I often get the question, can I do this with headphones or not? You can always do my sleep meditations with or without headphones. Now, a lot of my sleep meditations, not 100%, but a lot of them use something that I feel like I created. I haven't found any other creators really using this, and that is binaural affirmations. Now, the reason I created this was when I studied hypnosis and was taught hypnosis in college. One of the most effective hypnotic techniques was when two hypnotists would stand over each ear and they would program different things. And they found that it was the most effective way to reprogram the subconscious and create changes in states of consciousness. So that when I developed this affirmation, you'd hear one affirmation in one ear, and then in some cases, the same affirmation in the second ear delayed, or in some cases, a completely different affirmation. So if you've experimented with my sleep meditations, you've seen both of them work. And so when you start hearing different things in both ears while you're sleeping, that's that I'm doing that intentionally. The point is, they're even in a sleep state, there is a more conscious mind and then a deeper subconscious. And if you focus on one statement, the other one naturally slips into the subconscious mind. The repetition of the sleep meditation for 8 hours is what creates such a massive change. People wake up and they can completely change their reality. I believe it's one of the most effective ways to quantum jump. If you're closing your eyes going into a sleep state, and then if I create a quantum jump, then you're waking up in a different reality. And that gives your body and consciousness time to get used to your new timeline and to the new energy signature. So I definitely recommend that you integrate, if you can, sleep meditations into your regular process, because it will facilitate greater changes in your reality. Through my clients, through the people that have followed my channel, I've had the most amazing stories that people have come to. Now, before we get into the question and answers, I wanted to take a moment to review what I do for listening to my own sleep meditations. I listen to my own and others. I'm a big fan of all the great meditators out there. There's so many good ones, Jason Stevenson, so many people. So when I first, the one that really started working for me was this particular one. And I honestly don't know the brand. It just says enjoying on it. It cost me $29 on Amazon. If you look, the battery pack is here, and there's a little tiny headphone right here. So when it's resting on the both sides. Now, when you lay on your side, you still feel it. There's that little headphone there, but it's not big, and it works pretty effectively. What some people find with these kind of sleep masks is that they can get hot and uncomfortable. Everybody's a little bit different. So the next one that I tried was this one. It's a little, this one says LC Dalda. As what I found is, if you just type in Bluetooth wireless sleep masks on Amazon, you're going to get ones that are a lot like this. I think that they're made by the same company, and then different people are attaching their name to it. These are the same. They have the tiny headphone on the side, and the main part is right over the third eye. Now, I don't think that affects the energetics when it's resting over the third eye. But this, if you don't like that, you can find one like this where it's on the side. And both have worked for me. Now, the ones that are padded can be a little bit more hot overnight, but it can be more comfortable. And I've used both of those and they've worked. But in an effort to reduce the heat, I've used this particular one. I don't have the brand name, but this is not as hot. It's got a larger headphone on it. And it does work. It's a little stiffer. I'm a side sleeper, so my thing was, I wanted to figure out how to sleep on my side while I listen to the meditation, if I wanted to use headphones, because if I can listen to the headphones, I think in some cases, not all, that it can create a deeper level of transformation. So then the next thing that was the big discovery for me were these Bose sleep phones. Unfortunately, we can't use it for sleep meditations. They have a little bit pricey, but they fit right into the ear so perfectly that when you're through the night, you can't hear anything. Like, if it's in a situation where you need to hear outside noises, be careful with those. But they have their own sounds, and you couldn't use any. So I was always like, those would be the perfect sleep for sleep meditations. So this company, Oslo Sleep Buds, came out, and they created, this is the same people that made the Bose sleep buds, and essentially they fit right into the ear so that you can lay on your side and you don't feel them. People do use AirPods. You just got to be careful because when you adjust and sleep, you can lose the AirPod, or they use other sleep earbuds, but it can feel uncomfortable. These are soft and fit right into the ear canal. The only problem with the Oslo sleep buds is there's a lot of software updates. Like every time I would sit down and like put them in, it would be like, oh, you have an update. And I'd have to wait like 30 minutes for the update to go through, which became incredibly frustrating. As long as the update is good. The other thing is sometimes these tend to stop after 5 hours and would not go for the full 8 hours. They've made some software adjustments. I would love it if people can put in the comments their own, what they use for their sleep masks, put in the comments of the video and in the chat. I want everybody to share what you're using to listen to sleep headphones. There is a cheaper version because those sleep buds are a little bit expensive, and I found these are OMD. They don't have as effective of, it's kind of a tinny type of sound, but it's much less expensive. Still, you can sleep on your side, and I found them to be a good alternative that didn't have as many software updates. So hey, Koala, it's good to see you. Colette, so many people here. It's good to see you all. So what I wanted to do is give you those as options. Now, in order for the sleep meditation to be effective, it's okay to spend a few minutes and give yourself a little bit of time at the beginning. A lot of times I design that so that you're imagining or revising your day at the beginning of the sleep meditation, which makes a more compelling sleep meditation experience. So I'd love to get your feedback on what you're doing with your sleep meditations, how you do sleep meditations. And I'm always open to suggestions because we try to do a new sleep meditation on the channel about every 2 weeks. And so we have a new one tonight. Tonight is the Bliss Body Age Reversal. If people have had an experience with my Bliss Body sleep meditations, I've used them. I've had friends use them and clients. That's a form of healing where I take you through intricately through each part of the body, guiding light through each body, every cell of the body. And those have been effective. I have a 4 hour and 8 hour, and today's is designed to go through and systematically reverse your age and take you back into a 0 point. So I think it's one of my favorite that I've created to create a fundamental change in your each of your cells, moving them back into a 0 state. So those are some things to just some feedback for questions I often get on how to do sleep meditations. And like I always said, every sleep meditation is an experiment. I've experimented with using thousands of different affirmations or one affirmation. And some people really like it when there's a repetition of the same. Some people like it when there's a variety of different ones. Some people like it affirmations and then a space between the affirmations. Some people like one affirmation every 10 minutes. I have literally done all of those things. And what I really appreciate is your feedback because I can constantly create better sleep meditations for you. And so I wanted to talk about this to give you this experience. Now, Neville Goddard taught us, and Joseph Murphy were big teachers. I've read some amazing lectures from them on how to use the sleep experience in order to create realities. And so what I would recommend for everybody, even if you're not doing a sleep meditation, fall asleep to your wish fulfilled. Close your eyes and be in that place that you want to be. If you want to manifest a dream home, the funnest, best way to do it is close your eyes and you're in that dream home. You can hear the sounds of the ocean if that's where you want to be. You can get a sense of the house. There's a space and there's a presence to any house. So you get a feeling for where the rooms are and imagine yourself actual location. If you live in Wyoming and you want to live in California, then you imagine that your home in Wyoming is actually it's going eastward from your California home. You create a GPS location for it. If there's someone else that you want to be in bed with you, you feel their presence, the weight of that person in bed with you. You try to integrate all of these different things into your sleep practice, and you will come out with some amazing changes. This is absolutely one of the most incredible ways to create your reality. And if you can find an imaginal space at the beginning of the sleep meditation, as you fall asleep, the most profound changes will occur as you awaken. Oftentimes, you awaken in other realities. I've had experiences once I really started to utilize my higher self and experiment with reality shifting, where I have woken up in a completely different reality, where I felt like I had been in another house, or there was different furniture. And so, once your higher self starts to give you permission to shift through these realities, knowing that you can handle it, be prepared for big changes. If you're doing it with intention, you can actually wake up in another reality. And I promise you, it's happening. If people put comments in, they can share those same things. So those are just some background things to utilize your sleep meditation experience. You can find all my sleep meditations in the sleep meditation playlist. And like I said, please share with me. Now, I'm going to be, we're going to be starting a group to give additional access to do more live Q&As and group coaching and something like that. Keep an eye out for that. I'm going to be sharing the links on that. And I want to create and facilitate a space so that you feel like you're a part of my episodes, that you can give me advice and suggestions and techniques so I can start creating meditations based upon a group level of input, and so that we can together create some transformations. If you like, oh, I'd really like it if that was extended or longer, or use this affirmation, I'm open to that. That's what I've always been. So you send me your recommendation. And if I can figure out a way, if it makes sense and we can work it out, just know that if there's one sleep meditation you try with me and you don't like, then try another. I've experimented with having more energetic music at the beginning, and then calming down later. I've experimented with all different kind of musical combinations with the sleep meditations, and if your feedback's great, because I want to hear about all of it. So I want to dedicate the rest of this session to answering any questions that you have. I'm going to scroll back from where. Okay, let me address elephant tusks. Avoid Bluetooth radiation to your head while you sleep. This is absolute bullshit. It is not true. There is no absolute scientific proof that there's any sort of effect on Bluetooth. There's no radiation that it comes. It does not affect the head. There's been detailed experiments and studies that show that it does not have an effect. And so I continually hear that misinformation. It is simply not true. But if you believe it, and that's more important than if what you believe for me. If you believe it, be careful, because that belief may be embedded enough that you think that something's going to go wrong with your sleep meditation. And if that's the case, then listen to it through speakers outside of your head. If you have taken on that belief, but if you just type in scientific research with Bluetooth and radiation, it's just simply not true. But I absolutely appreciate what you saying that. And if you believe that, then it's just be careful with you using any sort of sleep mask. All right. And I'm also open to changing my mind on that if further information comes out. I have extensively researched that, because I always have that and it comes up. So let's see what else we got here. What other questions? Sleep hemisphere sync. Yes, I'm utilizing hemisync technologies and ideas in my sleep meditations. And so that I believe that it can lead to greater states of consciousness. It can radio waves. 2.4 gigahertz is actually bad. It is not. The scientific research does not show that. I would love for you to put articles in. Tell me where you're getting that information. Don't simply just say it, because it's something that I'm very interested in. I don't want people to be doing sleep meditations and affecting them. And I'm absolutely convinced, in looking at all of the literature, that it's not true. All right. What else do we got here? Hey, Osmond, it's good to see you. How you doing, brother? Always good to see you. Why Not is here. Yeah, why not? It's true. If it was true, people would be having symptoms. It's simply not true. And so if it's true, then we would have billions of people that are wearing AirPods suddenly coming down with significant problems, and it's just not happening. We are not seeing it. Now, there may be some other things that come up later, as anything was scientifically, but most importantly is your beliefs. If you seem to believe that these technologies, when you're using while in sleep, affect you, then I would be careful, because you've taken that belief in, and it could affect you in the future. So, Oh, I will elephant tusks. I will research Sabrina Wallace, but if that's an example of someone that something happened to them, and it's just one example, it's not enough. For us to have empirical evidence of proof of this, we would need thousands of people in a large scale study, not single individuals. And there's always additional things outside that could be affecting Sabrina Wallace. If she's a researcher or she has some other information, then I promise I'll look it up after we're done, and I'm open to any suggestions. Let's see here. Lead by example says, I love your quantum meditations. The one like gateway are too intense to sleep through. All right, yeah. And so um I've always tried to speak at a softer rate and not to create music or sounds that awaken you, but yes, some people respond to different sleep meditations differently. And so if you find yourself waking up in a sleep meditation, then don't try that one. You can try different, or you can try another sleep meditator, and there's some amazing sleep meditations that you can find on YouTube. Zumba says, let's have a Zoom masterclass. I plan on having a weekly masterclass, and I'm going to be announcing some details so that everybody can participate in that. Elephant Tusk says, how many times should a person listen to a specific sleep tape before switching to a new one? Should we use dreams as an indicator of how well it impresses upon the subconscious mind? Well, let's as it depends on the kind of sleep meditation that you're doing. If it's a meditation that's designed to reprogram, like the large sums of money meditation or the affirmations that I have, in those cases, I would recommend at a minimum trying it for 21 days. You'll start to see effects 21 to 30 days. Some people say 60 days. You definitely want to do it on a repetitive basis. I mean, basically, it's just like your subconscious is saying no, and you're like, yes, 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 1,000 times a night until your subconscious says, okay, okay, you're right. I accept what you're saying. So everyone's different. Now, you're going to have different dreams, and to understand what's happening in your dreams, check out. I have a full 8-hour book where I go over all the different you on the channel for free that you can. It's an 8-hour the secret of dreams, I believe, is the name of the title. But there's several ways that you can that if you're having an experience in dreams, it can be symbolic, it can be random, it can be a communication from higher entities or God Himself. It can be, and each of those things, the person that knows what's happening in the dream the most is you. So if you're seeing something and you ask yourself, what does that mean? You're going to know the answer when you start asking yourself about your dreams. So I recommend writing down your dreams when you wake up, and then ask yourself, what does this mean? Why am I having this dream? What does that symbolize? It does help. Neville Goddard was really good. When I loved about Neville is he would have a way of interpreting dreams. But even then, I think in some cases, there are books out there that would interpret dreams. But ultimately, as Joseph Murphy taught us, it's you. You're the one that knows how to interpret your dreams. Dreams can be a communication from your subconscious or your higher self telling you it's working. But most importantly, how are you in your regular world? Or what kind of thought patterns do you have? What are the ways that you're seeing the world, and has that changed? And if you start to see changes in your mindset, the way you feel, your emotional states, then you know the sleep meditation is working. Never Foggy says, I seem to get ear infections when I sleep with headphones on. I just listen to the speaker now. If you're getting ear infections, some people are sensitive in that way. Clean the earbuds if you're using earbuds. You might not get an ear infection with this because the speaker is coming through. It's not as good a sound, but that might be an alternative for you. This is the one I've used the most. You can see this bad boy, man. It's worn. It's got cat hair on it. I mean, I've used it so many times, and it worked because I could sleep on my side and it wasn't in my ear. And some people are sensitive about that. Let's see. Nikki says, do I have a shorter meditation for anti-aging on health and wellness? I do have a 30-minute bliss body meditation that you can try. You can do it in sleep or waking. I have a number of health meditations and affirmations. Tonight's is an 8-hour and 37-minute, I believe. But you don't have to do it all night. I mean, you can program your phone to turn off at a certain time. And so it doesn't have to go all night. And that's why I've designed a 30-minute, 1 hour, a 3 hour, a 4 hour, and then an 8 hour. so that you have a full range of choices about how much time that you want to do the sleep meditation. That was my intention in creating those different timed formats. Meadow the Legend asks a question, a very good question. He says, what is the difference between the large sums of money guided meditations I have versus the activations and sleep meditations? Thank you for asking that. So, as you've noticed, if you followed my channel for 7 years, then you've noticed I recently started doing these activations. The activations I've designed, I wanted to do more meditations, but I knew that like some of the episodes I'm releasing during the week, maybe you don't have time to do a guided meditation. Maybe you're busy. And I started getting people that said, Brian, I'd love to do your meditations, but I'm busy. I'm out there doing stuff. I'm driving my car. I don't have time to sit and close my eyes and meditate. So the activations that I have created are all designed so that you can do them while awake. It's like a meditation, and I'm using a specific format of hypnotic language that is designed and embedded in that so that you can listen to it while you're cooking, while you're driving. And so I've been working on creating states changes and consciousness shifts without having to close your eyes, go through any progressive relaxation or guided breathing technique. So the activations are designed to create a change so that you're listening to it just randomly while you're doing whatever. And then the sleep meditations are designed for a deeper level of reprogramming in the sleep state. And the guided meditations are designed, sometimes they're 30 minutes, sometimes they're an hour. Those are designed for you to do in a waking conscious state. Although many of my guided meditations you can do as a sleep meditation. In fact, every single guided meditation I have can be done in a sleep meditation, particularly the affirmation ones. And those are shorter. So you can do the 30-minute. Just know in some of those, I'll at the end of it, I'll be saying, go out into your day or come back to your consciousness. And you just kind of have to ignore that. And in many, I didn't do that. And I've put those in the sleep meditation playlist on purpose so that they're both, that you can do in both. So the activations are designed so that you don't have to meditate. The guided meditations are done waking, and the sleep meditations you can do while asleep. All right. Techno Girl asks, where's the I Am Discourses video? Oh, good question. Saint Germain Press Foundation submitted a copyright infringement on the I Am Discourses video, stating that they copyrighted the video in 1984, long after this video had been created. When it was created, there was no way to copyright it. And there still is dozens of I Am Discourse videos available on YouTube. Do not worry. I'm going to find ways to make that available through my group and other ways so that you can still access this material. But they removed it from YouTube, and I apologize for that because I worked hard on that and I was proud of it. So, hey, Kyle, Heart Coherence Collaborative is here, which reminds me, for those that are joining, we'll have an event in Los Angeles. We're coming up on September 15th, which is the end of our early bird pricing. We have an amazing live event that I'm hosting in Los Angeles at the LAX Hilton. And this is going to be one of the most incredible experiences. It's going to be an entertaining, immersive, meditative experience where I will take you in a live setting through a number of different techniques in order for you to shift into your greatest timeline. And every day we're adding new details, and our entire schedule is becoming amazing. We're going to have karaoke and celebrations. I'm going to get to meet you in person. And as I've said in recent videos, we can really create a profound shift when we come together as a group. And you can find the link in the description. It is www.brianscottlive.com/event-November, and early bird pricing is still available until September 15th. And so we've sold a number of tickets. It's gonna sell out fairly soon, and I just want to make sure it's available. One of the reasons I'm doing this live is to get the word out. It's my first live in-person event like this, and I cannot tell you how excited we are in order to do this. And it's going to be next level. And you can ask Kyle, if you reach out to Kyle, about the kind of things that we're coming up with, the music, the meditations, the teachings. I cannot deliver this in a YouTube setting. And I'm designing it so that we are going to awaken all your energy centers. We're going to move you into different dimensions. You're going to meet your future self, and you're going to walk away completely shifted in a permanent, absolute change. I want to design this as the most incredible transformation that you can experience. I know I've been mentioning it a lot on my channel, and the reason is it's my first live event, and I want everybody to know about it. We're just getting to know how to do this, and this is the first one, so you have a better chance of getting tickets in the future. As we have started to see, these things are going to sell out, and it's going to change. So you still can get tickets, and I want to see you there, and I want to share this experience and meet you, and so that we can share our own morphic fields together and expand together. Um, let's see what other questions we have. All right. Sovereign Being says, love your affirmation to manifest video. Can you create a video using denials like Florence Level Shin? Catherine Ponder highly recommend Dynamic Laws of Healing by Catherine Ponder. I have some videos where I've used denials, but I'm not entirely a big fan. I don't like to point out not and denial. Sometimes it works, but in terms of affirmations, I have a very specific science that I've created, in particular the quantum command phrases. Please check out my quantum command episodes where there's a specific language that I've started to utilize that creates shifts in timelines, immediate shifts in the present moment. But you've just inspired me. So I'm going to go back and look at those old teachings on denials and see if I can actually integrate those. And I promise we're going to do a video with something like that. Maybe I can. I think you're right. You inspired me now. And so thank you for that. I appreciate that. All right. What else do we got? Julia says, I stumbled upon looking for sleep meditation 6 years ago and stumbled upon one of yours. Couldn't go back to any other meditations anymore. Well, thank you, Julia, for all this time. All those people that sleep with me with their sleep meditations, I appreciate it immensely. I'm so honored. I love the sleep meditation. If you listen to those sleep meditations, you'll know that I'm a sleep meditation junkie. I love them. And so I've always wanted to create really amazing experiences through those sleep meditations. Breaking, let's see. First Society speaker says, thank you. Breaking the Silence of Unconscious Thought, published 2012. I'm putting it down on the list. I'm going to check that out. I'm always open to suggestions. Let's see what else. Lead by Example says, joined what? I'm not quite sure what you meant by that. Let's see. Infinite Universe says, would like to focus more on being in the state of the desired experience before falling asleep to train my subconscious and let go of programs. So I always try to design an element at the beginning of the sleep meditation so that you're imagining that you're already in that present state. I've always, even on the affirmation videos, I want to do one of a couple things. I'm still experimenting, but I will say, imagine your wish fulfilled as vividly as possible. And I'll give 1 to 2 minutes to really do that as you're going to sleep. And I also like to include revisions so that you can go back through your day and sort of let go of what's happened in your day, imagining it differently, which seems to make the sleep meditation more profound. And so I always try to do that. And I agree, I will do more of that. And I have some new videos coming that are designed to put you in the imaginal space for as long as possible in the sleep state. And so keep an eye out for those. Aaron says, hey, Brian, it's best to use headphones. I love your meditations. It's best to keep listening to the same one over and over. For any of my meditations, you don't need to use headphones, but I have an amazing sound editor and I'm utilizing specific techniques so that if you use headphones, they will provide an enhanced experience for every episode. I got so lucky. It's the most amazing thing. I had another business where I had a book business and I had this person working for me and he's just the most amazing guy. And so then, my book business, it was like, I wanted to focus on my channel. I was like, I don't think I can do this business anymore. I'm really sorry. You've been amazing. And he goes, well, I used to do sound editing for Wayne Dyer. And I was like, what? And he had actually created some meditations and sound programs for a bunch of amazing self-help teachers. And now he works for me full time. And so if you've noticed, one of the great things for all my episodes is that they're all studio quality sound, and specifically the meditations, we go through those line by line, bit by bit, and create these expansive experiences. So if you can listen with headphones, you might find them to be rather enjoyable. Thank you so much, Zero. I appreciate you. 888. I see you right there. Why Not says, please consider a gratitude to God, universe, sleep meditation, affirmation sounds good. I do have a gratitude meditation, but I see what you're saying, and I'll put that down on the list. Let's see here. Lape Snape says, "Hello, Brian. Would it be possible to create sleep meditations not with music, but with natural nature sounds?" I'm open to experiments. I did release an audiobook with no sound that didn't do that well because I had some requests. But there's some really good sleep meditations on YouTube I've always found really compelling that don't have sounds. One thing is when it's a little bit longer work when I do something with no sounds, then background noise is picked up, even the slightest. If I have a car drive by or something else, so having at least a low level of sound at least helps me to create the sleep meditations. But I really like the idea of doing nature sounds or like waterfall sounds or beach sounds. So you've inspired me, and I'm going to look into seeing if I can create some soundscapes that would fit that. And thank you for inspiring me on that. Why not says, please, yes, please, a little slower on affirmations. Sometimes I get this, and I have been slower and faster on affirmations. If I am going faster, sometimes I'm doing that for a reason. I'm speaking to your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind works at a different pace. But yes, I have had sleep affirmations. And if you notice in recent episodes, I have had slower sleep, slower use of the affirmations. And I've also designed one recently, it hasn't come out yet, where I'm giving like 30 seconds after each affirmation to really flow with it. And so I appreciate that. I'm constantly experimenting about how to do the affirmations. And so I take your suggestion and I'll see if I can put something together that's super slow. And if that works for you, absolutely, I promise that I'll do that. Let's see. Lead by example says, "I thank you for your efforts. I apologize if I blocked you." Hey, it's all good. We're all one. I understand. I appreciate. I still love you no matter what. Anybody that blocks me, I still love them. Let's see here. Did I miss a question? I'm going to scroll back up and see if I missed any. Let's see here. Did I miss something? If somebody asked a question and I missed it, I'm sorry. I'm quickly just scanning and reading through. Background rain, Will, that I love that. Let's see here. Lucas, yeah, I understand if English is not your main language, you know, I recommend trying to do affirmations in your language. And I have had requests, Brian, can you do one in Spanish? I've considered it, and I may consider ways to do that. If you can speak the language, it might work, but try to find resources if you don't speak English as your major language to see if you can do that. And if you can't, then and even if you don't, I mean, you can record affirmations, you saying the affirmation the way you want it, and then you can put it into an app and start listening to your own sleep affirmations, and sometimes that is effective. Tariq, you had a question. I'm going to scroll up and see if I can find your question, Tariq. I'm going to scroll, my brother. Let's see. Man, there's so many comments here. Oh, all right. All right. It might be far up. Oh, there it is. Oh man. If I missed it, I'm sorry. I thought I saw it. Meadow says, "What's the difference between the guided meditations you have on large sums of money, the 30-minute, and the ones that are 1 hour? Do they all put you in the state and shift you right?" Each one is different. I'm trying to give as many different possibilities. Some I'm using different affirmations. Some I'm using different affirmation techniques. Each one is designed to be different. Each one is designed to shift you into that state. One of them will respond to you. What's been interesting about the large sums of money meditations is that they've evolved over time. I created an amazing affirmation at the beginning, and then we've added words and subtracted words, and people have said, "Can you add this?" And so a lot of it's been an evolution where collectively we've come up with a really amazing affirmation that everybody can respond to. Annette says, "Do I plan on having more in-person events in the future?" Absolutely, Annette. As we have said in an interview with Kyle, my goal is that I want to meet everybody and I want to be in your presence and I want to facilitate your ascension as best you can and you facilitate mine. So we want to do live events everywhere. And so we're going to do live events all over the world. This is the beginning. We have a retreat that's coming in Maine in September. We have a live in-person event in Los Angeles, and we're already talking about expanding this. We're going to do one on the East Coast. We're going to do it in a tropical location, maybe Hawaii or Cancun. And so we're going to be doing it everywhere. So in the comments, tell me where you are. And more importantly, if you have a venue or a suggestion for a venue where we can hold an event, let us know. This is something I'm expanding on. And my goal is going to be to do 6 to 12 live events a year. And we're going to do it, I promise. So, and I'll try to find ways for us to share with our upcoming group so that you can access the recordings of some of these events or see them live. And I'm working on that right now. Let's see what we got here. Questions. Please come to Kenya. I'll put it on the list and it's good to see you. What made you follow this path? Personal experiences, deliberately joyful. Thank you for asking deliberately joyful. I would love it if you checked out my book. I have right there, The Reality Revolution, where I tell a little bit more about my story. But I've been I've been searching and on a spiritual journey for my whole life, reading everything I possibly could, going to gurus and teachers and trying to understand the nature of the universe, my role of consciousness in it. And I had a profound near-death experience that sort of shifted my understanding of the universe. And I started experiencing major shifts in my own reality. So I started questioning my sanity. And so I made it my mission and goal to understand the dynamics of this shift. And because of that, because of my revelations, I started teaching what I had learned. And that's just a short summary of my journey. But I've been sharing my spiritual journey for 7 years. In every video, you've seen what I've learned and what I try to teach, and my journey has expanded. Let's see what else we got here. Questions. Julia, we have to come to UK. We got so many people that follow the channel in England that it's on the list, I promise. Melbourne, Australia. So where's the best place in Australia, Sue? Should we go to Sydney or Melbourne? If we're going to go to Australia, we'll probably pick one place first. So we'll figure that out. We'll do our research. Let's see here. Alexander says, thank you for your amazing work. And I really love the music behind Affirmations. Yes, a lot of the music that you hear on my channel is Metaverse with 2 T's. You can find the YouTube channel. It's the music created by Brian Larson. But I've also, I'm proud to announce that I'm going to have a music channel, a separate channel featuring my music, both meditation music and normal music, utilizing, some amazing new soundscapes and technologies, ones with lyrics. You're going to hear some episodes. You're going to start hearing some of my music. I've been really excited lately that I've started to scratch the itch I've had. I'm a musical person at heart. And so soon you'll be hearing my music, and I can't wait for you to hear it. Oh, Chenzo, thanks for saying that. Chenzo says that I changed your life, and you changed my life for being a part of my channel, brother. Elephant Tusk says, make an 8-hour sleep tape about SP reunification. I do have a love-oriented sleep meditation meeting. I believe that it's meeting your soulmate or a specific person. And it's a whole guided process with affirmations and everything. Give that one a shot. You might like that. You can find that in my Love Revolution playlist and the sleep meditation playlist. Let's see what else we got. JD, I got. I'm going to see if we can use some of the nature sounds. We got wind. Thank you, Justin, for donating. I appreciate you. It's amazing, and thank you so much. Anybody that's donating, I thank you. It means so much to help the channel out and to get the word out, and it means so much. Tariq, please share your question again. I will answer it if I can see it. I'm sorry, the scroll is happening so quickly. Let's see. Um, Fiona asks how often you should listen to the activations. And so it's a question we've had previously so far. The question is, how often should I do any of this? And so there has been scientific research about this. I can intuitively tell you, I can ask my higher self, and there has been research that does show that repetition does work in these cases, that for any particular behavioral change or change in states or neural pathways, that it takes 21 to 30 days. And then in some cases, a larger, more integrated and permanent change happens after 60 days. But the question is, you try it, and I've wanted to design these activations so it just takes one time. The energetics of it is designed so that you listen to the activation one single time and you walk away from it. I'm not trying to design something that you have to repeatedly use. But I have a lot of clients and people that make comments that they do try these over a long period of time and they're effective. Everyone has a different level of consciousness in interacting with outside programming. So you got to ask yourself, how many times should I listen to this? And then after you've listened to it for a while, am I seeing a change in my state and in my reality? And if it's worked, then you can stop or you can continue doing it, because some people just enjoy doing it. So, all right, Tariq, any recommendations for frequent listening to the instant money activation? I love the idea of releasing the buffer and resistance of large sums being here now. Possibly have an instant healing too. I do have a healing activation. I have the instant money activation. I have the 24-hour money activation. I have the 48-hour money activation. It depends on how you interact with these episodes. If you find that it really created a state change, you got goosebumps, or you could feel an energetic swelling, then the change has occurred. And even if you've listened to it once, you should be able to walk away and experience the change. But if you're called to, you can repeat those, as I said before, and you can repeat those experiences. And I have created, as you said, healing activations. I've created several. You can find my healing playlist, and where I have all of that information there. It's specifically designed. I have the bliss body activation, which is utilizing the same principle that I'm using in today's sleep meditation, which is an extensive journey through your body, all the different parts of it, the nervous system, all the different systems, and guiding a shift in your consciousness to do that. And so it depends on what you want to do. But over time, I've tried to create an activation or a meditation for everything. And if I've missed something, I'm sure I have, then let me know. Joey's Magic Tarot says, I watch your videos every single day, but I think it's where your consciousness is and how much inner work the listener needs to do. I've personally had years of crap to work through. Exactly, Joey. So everybody's coming to my videos and my teachings from a different place. So there is no one size fits all for any recommendation in how to utilize my teachings. Some people have been in a situation for 30 or 40 years, tough family situation, or an environmental situation where the whole world around them tells them they're in lack. And so in those cases, sleep meditations and extensive use of the activations and meditations will work, and it takes time. I'm proof of it, because I came from absolute poverty mindset in the worst type of situation, ingrained with very deep negative beliefs about the world around me. And I found sleep meditations and regular use over a long period of time worked. If it's not working and you still find yourself in a state of lack where the world around you is not working to your advantage, don't worry. It can be changed. What I'm always teaching with reality creation is you're going to create a reality based upon what you think most of the time. So if you do a meditation for 30 minutes, but then you're thinking negative thoughts or your poverty thoughts or lack thoughts for the rest of the day, that guided meditation is not going to work. So our goal is to shift your consciousness so that you reach a point where 51% of the time you are in a state of prosperity consciousness, of healing consciousness, of ascended consciousness. And so what I'm doing with the meditation is facilitating a change in your overall behavior and state. So the goal is not just what you do in that moment, but a behavioral and habitual change in your neural pathways and the way that you act. So it does work over time. And that's what I'm trying to do. Everybody's different. Some people, we have negative beliefs so deeply embedded that we have to have this repetition. It does take some work. All right. Shane Summer Kelly says, do you have a favorite anecdote on how your activations have changed someone's life in a profound way? I have somebody that listened to my future self activation, future self integration activation. I have hundreds of different stories, but that one in particular, I have somebody that was working at a job they absolutely hated. It was just the worst job, and they started listening to that. They would listen to it as they go into work. They very quickly found another job with a salary increase of 30%. They're free. Their schedule is free, and they 100% attribute it to the shift that they went through and listening to that future self activation. I have somebody that did the weight loss activation that lost 20% of their weight. I have somebody that's listened to the energy affirmations that completely changed their life. I repeatedly get people that listen to hour the 24-hour money activation, and you can just read the comments on that. So many people have listened to that and they had money arrive within 24 hours of listening to that activation. It's so inspiring. Hundreds of different comments, small amounts, large amounts. And so that's what really motivates me. Once I started realizing I could do the activation, and I would see, just by people listening, they don't have to do anything, and I see somebody experiencing this huge profound change. For instance, the love activation. I've had people come to me after listening to that have found the love of their life. I can't tell you how exciting it is to create an activation where somebody's struggling with something or somebody really wants something, and then they listen to that activation and then their world changes. Do you know how awesome that is to feel that? Like somebody comes to you and says, I listened to this activation and my life was changed forever. So that's why I was like, I'm going to start doing more of these activations, because I want to create these state changes in people that are busy with throughout their day. So that's why you've seen me motivated to do 2 or 3 or 4 activations a week. Because if I can just touch one person out there that can listen to that activation and suddenly their life changes, I've done my work. And that's my greatest timeline, my greatest hope, my greatest wish. The reason I'm doing this is I see profound shifts in everyone else. That's why I do this, because that's what gives me joy. And I'm creating all of my episodes around shifting your consciousness into the optimal state. I want everybody to be prosperous. I want everybody to be happy. And so that's the way I've created my content to deliver it to you. Now, once again, I know that people have been here for a while, but if they missed before, we have a live event in Los Angeles, November 21st through the 23rd. I want to see you there. We have early bird pricing that's still available until September 15th. You can buy tickets at www.brianscotlive.com/event-November. The link is in the description. We have the most amazing, immersive, meditative, visual, auditory experience being designed so that when you go to this event, and you will come away as a completely different person in a completely different reality. And this is just the beginning. You're going to be at the very forefront of this change. And I want to empower everyone. Once they go through this experience, they'll be able to create these experiences in other people. It's going to spread like an epidemic. You'll come into contact with people that are struggling, and you'll shift them into their greatest timeline as well. And that's what I'm excited about, is once we go through these live events, it's like a seed that we're planting, and the whole entire planet is going to change. And the reality revolution is going to be a part of it. And I want you to join me in this journey. You're not just listening, you are activated now to be a part of it, to be a teacher, to be on the forefront yourself. All right. Let's see what else we got. Thank you, Becca. All right. Is there Deliberately Joyful says, is there a way I can work with you, Brian? Deliberately Joyful, I would love to work with you. I do offer coaching. It may be a couple of weeks out. I'm into later October right now, but you can email me at chief, CHIEF, executive prime at gmail.com and put coaching in the subject line. Let me know, and then I can give you some times that I'm available and explain how the process works. I do one-on-one on Zoom every for hours during I spend most of my Tuesdays through Thursdays coaching people, and I love it. It's so exciting. I've developed a system where once I get to know what your situation is, we create a custom tailored meditation in that experience. I have people coming back to me that have experienced the most profound changes. It's so exciting to do. I love it. So I would love to have the opportunity to coach anybody out there. Just reach out to me and we'll figure something out. All right. Let's see what else we got. Just in the universe. Your friend Dale. I interviewed someone named Dale. I need to go back and see who that was. Maybe and go and check out that interview. Veronica says, Brian, is it possible to make an activation without the stories or the negative connotations at first? Just go straight to the activation and the things that we want, not what we don't want. I don't have negative. If I'm integrating a story of the negative, I'm rarely doing that, and there's a purpose behind it. I'm not focusing on the negative. If you think that, then you probably only listened to a couple of my activations. Many of them go straight into the activation. Everyone do that. All right, I might have frozen. Uh-oh. Am I back? All right, I think it froze there for a second. Jonathan says, I love the counting money meditation. Are there more coming soon? So, question, everybody. It might take me a little bit of time. Do you want me to count for 8 hours? I mean, I might have to take some extra time. I could count for the whole entire time. I've thought about doing that. It might take me some time, but we might do some extended counting money meditations. But check out the counting money meditation. People have really responded to that. All right. Annie says she's coming to the LA event. I know I'm so excited to meet you, Annie. Be sure you come up and introduce yourself. And I can't wait to meet you and anybody that comes. I'm going to try to meet everybody. Goku says, Brian, I had a question. I had failed one of my exams. How can I wake up in a reality where it did not happen? So I want people to avoid trying to, if you had something that happened that's negative, and then going and if, like, for instance, an exam where it's documented that you failed it, our goal is to shift you into a reality where the exam changes or you have another opportunity. There's some other, it's not that we're changing the results of the exam. We're moving you into a timeline in which the effect of that exam is irrelevant, or you have an opportunity to redo it. In some cases, through my parallel reality shifts, people have seen changes in time patterns from the past. I believe in those cases that we don't remember the shift. And so if it is working, you wouldn't remember you did the timeline shift. So you can do that. You just, if you want to do what you're talking about, I would try revision first. I would go back and revise the exam, see yourself passing the exam, and then see if that works. If it doesn't, see yourself graduating with full colors, see your teachers congratulating you, put yourself in that, make it as vivid as possible, fall asleep having passed your exam, and see how that works. There's a number of ways we can go to it. It depends on your situation. Yes, well, it takes fortitude to count to 1,000,000. I might have to take some extra time doing that, but we could do it. Osmond, if you sent me a super chat and it's not showing, I apologize. I don't know. YouTube is glitchy sometimes and things come up. So I apologize if it didn't show up. But if you did send a super chat and I didn't see it, thank you for anybody that sent a super chat and that I didn't notice. It's scrolling fast and I'm missing stuff. And if anybody did ask me a question, then I apologize for missing it. So I just, I want to thank everybody again for spending this time with me. The point of this was to talk about sleep meditations. You can catch my meditation tonight, the Bliss Body Age Reversal Sleep Programming. Super proud of it. And any of my sleep meditations. So I would love to know suggestions from you. If you have some sleep phones, some ways that you do your sleep meditations, or suggestions on sleep meditations, I'm going to be checking out the comments. I want your feedback. It really helps me. The reality revolution is not about me. It's about all of you. And I want you to feel like it's a mastermind. Everybody is a part of this process. So I take your suggestions in. I'm going to take what you say. I'm going to try to make something better. I am constantly evolving and trying to make better and better content. We're going to do better and better live events. You're a part of this. You're a part of my tribe. We've known each other for billions of years. We're a soul group that knows each other. You've been called to these sessions with me because there's an inkling that we've been together. It's not just me, it's all the people that are involved. I want to empower you and celebrate you and thank you. You guys don't know how amazing this group is because we have so many incredible creators. I have so many people that are YouTube creators and writers that are out there doing amazing things, helping people raise their consciousness. Well, I'm attracting those people and I love it. So the Reality Revolution is a collective of incredible teachers, and I'm constantly learning from you. And all I am is just a facilitator. Like I've said, I'm a bus driver in the multiverse, taking you to the reality that you want and sharing my own spiritual journey and your spiritual journey, and your ascension and evolution and transformation transforms me. It's fundamentally linked to that. And I want to help you. I want to help you to shift into a world that you enjoy, to a life that you that's better than you ever imagined. Everybody here deserves that. I want to empower you to be prosperous so that you can change the world, that you can live the life that you want, that you can live in your dream home, that you can take care of your family. I want to empower you, and it is possible. Remember, the one thing that I teach is that your thoughts create your reality. It's that simple. And I've tried to give you a million different ways from a different angles, from new thought authors to Neville Goddard to quantum physics. All of it is the same thing. And that is that you have power. You have to take responsibility for what you've created, but that's fine because that means you can do whatever you want. And every single one of you can do whatever you want. Your dreams are not dead. Anything is possible for you. So once again, I want you to keep on the lookout. We have a new group that's coming that people can participate more extensively in, to be a part of this process, a new mastermind group where you're going to have access to videos that I can't put on YouTube, to additional content and trainings that I can't put on YouTube. And I'll be announcing that soon. Also, I'm going to be starting a new channel very soon as I find time, which will focus on my music. And I can't wait to share it. Kyle can tell you he's actually heard some of my music, and I'm so excited to share it with you. We may start it. We're going to be integrating music into our live events and so much more. I love you all so much. Thank you so much for supporting me every step of the way. You're the absolute very best. I want you guys to go out and have the most amazing Saturday. Just really kill it. Just enjoy yourselves, and may your weekend be amazing. I love you all so very much. And as always, welcome to the Reality Revolution.